Hello everyone, welcome to my channel TG Study. I am Tanmoy Ghosh. Today I will start a new topic on estimating and costing and it is lecture 1. And further I will continue this topic. If you are weak in estimating and costing, I think these kinds of lecture will very much helpful to you. So let's get start today's topic. At first, we have to know what is estimation. Estimation is the scientific way of working out the approximate cost of an engineering project before execution of the work. Next point, it may differ from the calculation of the exact cost after completion of the project. Next point, estimation requires a thorough knowledge of the construction procedures, cost of materials and labor in addition to the skill, experience, foresight and good judgment. Next slide. There are some points of estimate. So what is estimate? An estimate of the cost of a construction job is the probable cost of that job as computed from plans and specifications. Next point, for a good estimate, the actual cost of the proposed work after completion should not differ by more than 5 to 10% from its approximate cost estimate. So we have to know that the estimated cost should not exceed 5 to 10%. Okay. Next, there are some needs for estimation and costing. First, estimate give an idea of the cost of the work and hence its feasibility can be determined, that is, whether the project could be taken up within the funds available or not. Next point, estimate gives an idea of time required for the completion of the work. Third point, estimate is required to invite the tenders and quotations and to arrange contract. Fourth point, estimate is also required to control the expenditure during the execution of work. And last, estimate decides whether the proposed plan matches the funds available or not. Next, there are some factors to be considered for estimation. First point, each type of work requires a different method of construction. Construction may be of an ordinary house or office and it may also be of a dam, tunnel, multi-story buildings, airport, bridge or a road. Each of these works require totally different construction techniques, type of machinery and formwork. Second point, quality of labor and labor output varies in different localities. Third point, whether conditions greatly affect the output and hence the overall cost. Fourth point, ground conditions vary and change the method of construction. For example, excavation may be dry, wet, hard, soft, shallow or deep, requiring different efforts. Fifth point, the source of availability of a sufficient supply of material of good quality. Sixth point, the availability of construction machinery also affects the method of construction. And last point, access to the site must be reasonable. If the access is poor, temporary roads may be constructed. Okay, so this is some factors it may be considered while estimating. Okay. Next, essential qualities of a good estimator. So first point, in preparing an estimate, the estimator must have good knowledge regarding the important roles of quantity surveying. Second point, he must thoroughly understand the drawings of the structure. For such, he is going to prepare an estimate. Third point, he must also be clearly informed about the specifications showing nature and classes of works and the materials to be used, because the rates at which various types of works can be executed depend upon its specification. Next point, before preparing the estimate, the estimator should visit the site and make a study of conditions. Next point, Note the location of the proposed building. Next, get all data available regarding the soil. Next, make a sketch of the site showing all important details. And last point, obtain information concerning light, power and water. So understand what is the quality of a good estimator. Clear? Next, some data required to prepare an estimate. There are mainly three important data. First, drawing, that is plan, elevation and sections. Second, specification, and third, rates. I will describe these three data in my next slide in briefly. So, at first, drawings. If the drawings are not clear and without complete dimensions, the preparation of estimations become very difficult. So it is very essential before preparing an estimate. Second, data specification. It may be two types. At first, general specification. This gives the nature, quality of work and materials in general terms to be used in various parts of work. It helps to form a general idea of building. Second specification, that is detailed specification. This gives the detailed description of the various items of work, laying down the quantities and qualities of materials, their proportions, the method of preparation, workmanship and execution of work. And third data, that is rates. For preparing the estimate, the unit rates of each item of work are required. First point, for arriving at the unit rates of each item. Second, the rates of various materials to be used in the construction. Third, the cost of transport materials. And fourth, the wages of labor, skill or unskilled of masons, carpenters, etc. Next slide. Procedure for estimating. There are main three procedures. That is, first, preparing a detailed estimate. Next, calculate the rate of each unit of work. And last, preparing an abstract of estimate. Next slide. Measurement of materials and works. So the units of measurements are mainly categorized for their nature, shape, size and for making payments to the contractor. Single units work like doors, windows, etc. is expressed in numbers. Clear? Next point, works consist linear measurement involving length like cornice, Frenching, handrail, etc. are expressed in running meter or RM. Third, works consist a real surface measurement like plastering, whitewashing, partitions of specified thickness, etc. are expressed in square meter or meter square. Clear? Last, works consist cubical contents which involve volume like earthwork, cement, concrete, masonry, etc. are expressed in cubic meter. Okay, clear? Next, the list is given from IS 1200. Clear? So there are some items of work, that is earthwork. The unit is cubic meter and the payment or rate of estimate, that is per percentage cubic meter. It means the rate may be multiplied with the certain value of payment by 100. Clear? Next, concrete. The measurement unit is cubic meter or meter cube. Next, dam proof course. The unit is square meter. Brickwork is cubic meter. Stonework cubic meter. Woodwork cubic meter. Steelwork quintal. Next, roofing is cubic meter. Plastering, pointing, finishing, flooring is square meter. Rainwater pipe or plain pipe, that is running meter. Okay. Steel wooden truss, that is in number, and so on. Next slide. Rules for measurement. The rules for measurement of each item are invariably described in IS 1200. This is the code for measurement. Clear? IS 1200. However, some of the general rules are listed below. First, measurement shall be made for finished item of work, and descriptions of each item shall include material, transport, labor, fabrication tools and plans, and all types of overheads for finishing the work in required shape, size and specification. Second, all works shall be measured subject to the following tolerance. It means the linear measurement, that is for the length value or width value or height value, shall be measured to the nearest of 0.01 meter. Second, ADS shall be measured to the nearest of 0.01 square meter. Cubic contents shall be worked out to the nearest of 0.01 cubic meter. It means this is our tolerance value. Okay. Next, third point, same type of work under different conditions and natures shall be measured separately under separate items. The bill of quantities shall fully describe the materials, proportion, workmanship and accurately represent the work to be executed. Fifth point, in case of masonry, it may be stone or brick or structural concrete. The categories shall be measured separately and the heights shall be described. It means from foundation to plane level, the height should be measured. From plane level to the first floor, and last from first floor to second floor, and so on. So this is the overview part of estimating and costing. I think this is clear to you. So that's all for today's lecture. I will be right back very soon with new civil engineering topic. Thank you.